Guys, welcome to the Figure 4 TV. Hit that like button. And today, guys, we're going to go over Artem's side of the story. Artem spoke out, and just like yesterday, where we went over what Nikki said happened, today we're going to go over what Artem said happened, and we'll compare and contrast the two stories. I'll also be reading some comments from the last video from you guys.
Artem Chigvintsev breaks his silence. Nikki Bella. Lied about domestic violence? Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into a story that has shaken the world of celebrity news. Artem Chigvintsev is hitting back hard at Nikki Bella, now Nikki Garcia, accusing her of fabricating the domestic violence allegations that led to his arrest. But is this just the beginning of an even bigger storm? Let's break down the details. Now, you all remember Artem, the Dancing with the Stars pro, and his whirlwind romance with Nikki Bella, the WWE superstar. Things seemed perfect until they weren't. Nikki recently filed for divorce, and on top of that, she secured a restraining order against Artem. But now, Artem is speaking out, and what he's saying might completely flip the narrative. According to court documents obtained by TMZ, Artem paints a very different picture of what went down in their home in Napa County, California. He claims that it wasn't him, but Nikki who was the aggressor. Can you believe it? Artem says the whole incident started while he was making breakfast for their 4-year-old son, Mateo. Nikki apparently became furious. Over toast. Yes, toast. She was allegedly upset that Artem hadn't toasted the bread to her liking. Does that sound like enough to cause this level of chaos? It sure doesn't.
Now, Nikki mentioned about an English muffin in her story, but guys, it's not a competition in these relationships. And then we say it takes two to make a baby, so we got to come to some type of compromise. One person don't get to do everything or make all the decisions for this child now when it takes two to make a baby.
But wait, it doesn't stop there. Artem claims the argument escalated after Nikki critiqued the food he packed for Mateo's lunch. Quesadillas and chicken tenders. In her view, it wasn't up to par.
That part. There we go right there. That's the start of it, because that's the control that I was just telling y'all about. Why do she get to say what's up to par or not? This sounds like it don't have nothing to do with Mateo. It sounds like it has everything to do with Nikki need to control the situation and control the environment. And when you get in a relationship, it's about teamwork. It's not about competition at all.
So, how did this minor disagreement spiral into such a public fallout? Let's break it down. Artem says that after the initial argument, he walked into the living room to help Mateo get ready for school. But Nikki followed him, still enraged, and yelled at him about not putting their son's shoes on correctly. Artem defended himself, but according to him, Nikki only became more furious, throwing the shoes at him and even hitting him in the chest.
Now that's strike two. And Nikki mentioned that in her story, but she tried to downplay it as if just because the shoes didn't weigh much, that it didn't count because he couldn't have been hurt. But she don't see the disrespect in just throwing something at. I don't care if it was a piece of paper or a pillow. The disrespect is in the throwing, is in the act, regardless of how much the thing weighed. But let's continue.
At this point, Artem says their son, Mateo, was just standing there, terrified and confused. How heartbreaking is that? Artem claims he tried to defuse the situation, taking Mateo upstairs to protect him. But Nikki allegedly followed them and tried to force the door open.
That's strike three, Nikki. You're out of here. Because if you're in danger, you're going to go the other way. You're going to run the other way. You're not going to run to the abuser, right? You're not going to run to the abuser, the so-called abuser. You're going to run the opposite way and miss me with the, oh, I was going to get Mateo, because you sat there and threw shoes in front of Mateo. So your best interest is not in Mateo. So don't lie.
Artem says they struggled before she physically attacked him, resulting in injuries to his hand, elbow, and even the back of his head. Shocking, right? Artem eventually managed to escape the altercation and called 911.
5-3. Initially, this came in as the RP requesting medical, but now the RP stating he got into an argument with his wife, and his wife threw shoes at the RP. There is a child on scene.
Number 32, copy. Any injuries?
Affirms medical's en route. They're staging.
Number 32, do you know a description of the injury?
Negative, not at this time. It's hard to get info. There's an active 415 in the background. Your responsible is going to be a Nicole Garcia, born in 83. We're trying to get the two parties to separate. Attention all units, go through medical en route 14, Ridge Shopway, not to 0838. 9 Ever 32, 5-3 Napa. The RP is stating no medical is needed now. Just for further, there is a 4-year-old child on scene. The responsible RP's wife currently has a child. 9 Ever 32, 5-3, the parties are separated.
But when the police arrived, Nikki told a completely different story. She accused Artem of tackling her to the ground and physically restraining her, making her feel like she was suffocating. Who's telling the truth here?
Duh. If Artem was exactly holding her down the way she said he was, it would be because she was attacking him. This is why he called the police. This is why he had the bruises on him.
Both sides are painting drastically different pictures. The Napa County District Attorney ultimately decided not to charge Artem, citing insufficient evidence. But the damage was done. Artem had been arrested and his mugshot was taken. Now, with both parties having restraining orders and Nikki filing for divorce, things seem far from over. What do you guys think? Is there more to this story than meets the eye? Could Artem really be the victim in all of this? Or is Nikki's version of events the truth?
Unfortunately, figure fourers, this is what they call in the courts the silver bullet. This is when a woman want to get full custody, so she got to paint the man out as a abuser, as a rapist. You know what I mean? She got to say the man touches the kids, or this is how they do. This is what they do so that they can get full custody, so nobody can tell them what to do. And it take two to make a baby, they say. It take two to make a baby, but this is what a lot of women do. And we all know that Nikki, she suffered from separation anxiety from this baby.
Oftentimes do everything but their sons. And they have that emotional stability that is built within the home. A single mother is a fuckboy factory. Single women become so emotionally dependent upon their children, specifically their sons, that they will convince themselves that they don't need a man until they encounter the space from being alone to genuinely being lonely. And now we're having to deal with the imbalance that was set in the household, because this boy is not your son, he is your man. When you want to cuddle, you go lay down with them. When you want some emotional time, you go watch movies with them. You touch them and you rub them and you massage them. You do these things, everything that you would do to a man to suffice that. A lot of women even dress their sons like the man that broke their heart.
This is tough.
So I think that that's the dichotomy. Like, I'm not saying that your children shouldn't have weight in your relationship, but what I am saying that we have to look at it from an integral space. Like, why do they feel this way?
It's funny how Nikki and her sister Brie Bella said the truth will come out in the end. And the truth sure is coming out, because Artem also released these photos here showing he had the marks. This is why he called the police. So what it seems like to me is that Nikki panicked because she was being sassy in that house. You know what I mean? She was being sassy. She panicked because this man called them police, and she thought her career was going to be ruined. And now she doing everything to save face. She ain't even got no career. She's not a pro wrestler anymore. She ain't doing nothing of any significance. But she do want to go to London, guys. So in order to go to London with Mateo, she gonna need permission from Mateo's dad, and this is why she wanna get full custody so she could make moves with Mateo and not have to ask and get permission. This is what it's all about. It's about control. These women, they have babies with men and then don't want the men to have any say over the baby. Let's get to some comments and see how some people feel about this, guys. Kathy George says, Nikki just a bad person altogether. Always drinking wine or something. Just a drama queen. Anything for attention. Sure hope he gets custody of their son. Absolutely agree. Beverly Walker says, Nikki wanted to have a child with John and he didn't want children. She gets the restraining order to keep Artem away from his son. She is evil because just before their wedding, she didn't want him to take Mateo to visit with Artem's parents. Wow, I forgot about that. Glad a big step over that Mateo is Artem's child. Also, she's evil. I agree. I absolutely agree. Now, Peggy says, so in short, Artem has a tendency of anger when things do not go his way. I believe all what Nikki says, and you are free to believe all what Nikki say. And 9 times out of 10, you and Nikki share the same mindset. So that's why you agree with what Nikki says, even though she's dead wrong and has been proven to be a liar. But in any event, guys, if you need more of this Artem and Nikki saga, click into the link that is going to appear on the screen like right now. For the rest of you, I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day.
This is a wreck. He's moving like an uncaged animal.
No lie, he's wild in there.